complicated, trying to live beyond it. Only God give you what you can handle, and let's be honest, most would lose their mind if they knew what was behind it. I guess you need some proof of science. This is what we chase, man, it's worth nothing, we so blinded. Why most people have it and they still searching for fulfillment but can't find it. They never find it, right? We buy chains and then reject freedom. We display poison but withhold healing. Reject God standing, you should be kneeling. Who cares about followers, man? Who's leading? That type of talk will hold people accountable. Rather play dominoes till your world fall apart around you. Now you're drowning, so reaching out for that light right before your eyes close. He exists and we all know. As time goes, all chose, y'all froze. Pray to God in silence because you can't breathe. When you was able, you didn't bend the knee. Before your spirit flee. Devil cashing out on your expiring fee. And now your soul keep. But you thought that you just gonna get that shit to you and just gonna live your life happy ever after, man. You know, devil get lessons too. Money, women, cars, only Yahweh. Yeshua is the way. Yes. Yahweh. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mastercraft Podcast. Today, just giving you a little quick snippet. Man, I've been in the studio a lot. I've got plenty of music that should have already dropped. So I hate when I got a new song, got a new what's it called? Because I make music every day. It feels like for the past 15 years. So I got books and books and books on top of books. There's been music that's been lost. There's been music that's been put on other platforms that the platforms no longer exist. So recovering some of the old music, it kind of took a toll on me after a while. Because when you have like a book, you know, and you feel like chapters was taken out, you know, it's kind of hard to bring people in on a certain part of your life now because it's like a big chunk in the middle somewhere missing. But I definitely have the beginning, a little bit of the middle. I've recovered so much music just through what I've sent people, and sometimes it ain't the final version or the best mixed version of it, but it's just like it's still something, so you can kind of, you know, at least listen to it, or if you want to go back and maybe try to fix it down the way later. But a lot of times I'm always on to the new. I'm always listening to new beats, new music, and so yeah, I just wanted y'all to hear a little snippet of this freestyle called Priorities. And yeah, today the topic of today is really like, was it better in the 90s relationship wise than it is in the 2000s? And I would say like Gen Z, or you know, my generation, we actually came up with real R&B music. You know, my dad will probably tell you that we were like the first generation to where, you know, at one point, you know, they used to do all the dancing in front, and if it was dancing with a woman, it was some formal type of dancing, you know, some salsa or some slow dance, or you know, my generation was the twerking era. So when we still had R&B, but it was a lot of, you know, you could get twerked to R&B, slow, you know, up tempo and all that. And like the environment to me in the 90s was different, because it was about like approaching people and speaking. It was about you know, physical touch. You know, we had MySpace, we had Facebook, we had these avenues too, but it wasn't as big as it is now, to the point where now, I mean, shit, meeting somebody and asking somebody for their Instagram and all that, that's almost kind of like, that's like some stalker type, you know, when you ask somebody for their Instagram now, it's like your personal phone. Yeah, because it is, because your social media nowadays is attached to so much of who you are, and yeah, and it's just, you know, sliding in the DMs and stuff like that. That's part of today's culture, but you know, our culture was more on some face to face. You know, if I walked up and saw somebody beautiful, or somebody that I was attracted to, and out and about, or whether we at a dance setting or a club setting, it was just simply walk up to a lemon. Hey, I could be wrong, but I mean, this is just how I was getting down. I'll be honest with you. This is how I was getting down. I'll literally just walk up to a girl. You just walk up behind them. I can already be dancing. At least you already know they dancing. And a lot of times, this is where it kind of it could turn ugly, or it could just go like this. So it's just like that was like kind of like the note back in the day where you would write a note on the piece of paper like, "Do you like me? Yes or no?" And they slide you back, and you look at it, and it'd be like, "No." You know, right then and there. But that's super elementary. But the way you got chose out there was you would just walk up to a woman. You know, you would walk up to a woman. She either already has her back turned to you because she's dancing. She's been down. You know, and then you just hop up behind her. She'll turn around, look. She'll make sure you somewhat decent. And if you was something that she was rocking with, she you could keep the dance. You know, a lot of times we used to like joke on our friends. We would just pull up or walk up on a girl, and they already start leaning on, they already try to get on, and then they turn around and be like, "Nah, just completely stop dancing and walk away," and leave you like, you know. But that's how our culture was, and I feel like we was more able to walk up and speak to each other. Now everybody's so weird because we so behind the camera so much. We don't we try to be in front of the world so much that everybody feel like they a celebrity. Everybody feel like they somebody. Everybody feel like, and you should feel like you're somebody, but everybody feel like everybody's chasing fame. So speaking to women now, these people are probably, most of these women that be at the club, they work 95s, and or you wouldn't be at the club. You know, and most of these people have an Ohio, we known for jobs. You know, so for anybody to really act bougie, like you go out, but most of the time this generation, all they want to do is sit in sections. They buy sections and get alcohol sent to their table. You know, to look like bosses. But to me, like it is, y'all not even, people aren't mixing it up. Nobody, your section, just party with your section. You go there to meet new people. You go there to even though that's not the greatest place in the world to find like your match, but as a young adult, growing up in the club environment, the party atmosphere, house parties and frat parties, you know, it's just way different now, man. Man, somebody going in the comments going to have to let me know. But I went out the other week with my homie LV for his birthday, and I realized 5 minutes after this being out, I was just like, I feel like I don't belong out here. Like, I don't know why. I don't feel like I'm an old man. I don't feel like I'm too good for the what's it called. Just I've been family man for the last 15 years, so it hasn't been a point where I like to kind of like go out, because I know me personally, man. I trust myself morally, just being at home without being like no distractions. And I grew up, like I said, our era was a little bit different too. As cool as it was meeting women in our era, uh, there was a lot of drama as far as club fights. So I feel like a lot of this shit kind of make me paranoid from when I go places. I don't really like to be out with a lot of people I don't know. I don't like being places where I feel like, I don't know. I think about all this type of things when I go out. When I go out, I'm looking at the people around me. I'm looking at the people I don't know. And before I know it, man, like 30, 40 minutes and go by, I ain't scanning the whole room, like for sure. Like, I don't know, no scary, but I'm ready to drop. I'm ready to drop somebody like in a drop of a dime, and it'd be like, bro, I'm always ready. But that growing up like that, that's kind of like ruined a lot of things for me. Because when a lot of people are going out and they just trying to relax, I'm always like got my head on a swivel, you know. But at the same time, it's just like I'm 36 years old, and I just feel weird. Like, we in spots and I'm seeing like it's a majority like 22, 21, 25, 20. I'm just kind of like, this is cool. Believe me, this is cool to, get out, see the world, see people and everything like that. But just like the way people interact now is just different. And since I'm not really like, I'm not savvy enough to really to really navigate the new way of thinking. Cause I end up just arguing with somebody. You know, if you approach a woman these days, she's with a group of her friends. About three of them friends is gonna stop you mid approach. You know, and you be like, see me, I got an attitude problem, and well, I wouldn't say attitude problem. I got a real problem because I would completely cut somebody. I wasn't even talking to you. You know, see, I might ruin my chance at talking to somebody because I might get into it with the friend because, like, what are you doing even trying to stop? Nobody's trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to her, you know. But, you know, or you like, you thirsty now. Like, you thirsty if you're trying to approach a woman and speak to her and see what's up, you know, and try to flirt. It's a I tell my son all the time, like, man, I said I feel bad for y'all. Y'all from the generation where like girls in high school and shit like that. They listen to you know, Lotto, you know, summer girl, what's it called, hot girl summer shit, like Megan Thee Stallions, like all these girls, they 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 brainwashed to get from a man to prove that you to be my man, you gotta buy me this, buy me that, buy me this, buy me that. It was like, man, they got this whole shit fucked up, and you can see that. Like, I didn't notice when I was younger, like how much music really does influence you, how much how much it does change and change the culture, you know, through just experiencing it myself. You know, we had a lot of fight music. We had a lot of like crunk music. We had, you know, before there was drill, there was crunk music. And like, believe me, as many bodies as dropped off of drill music, the same amount of, maybe more, dropped. Like when Lil Jon, Eastside Boys, you know, every time they play certain joints, we already knew it was time to start looking for the exit because certain songs invited that. Certain songs back then invited that. So it's just like, oh no, I came from more of the, I feel like the more aggressive era. But at the same time, when it comes to speaking of women, we came from a genuine era where like R&B was still alive. R&B, I don't feel like is alive to today. Everything is today is really really pop. Now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure there's some artists that are out there that's still trying to hold the torch, and we still got older artists that you know, I see Omarion and them did like the verses. Now he dropped a project after the verses, you know, to capitalize on, like, you know, the momentum of the versus battle between B2K and Pretty Ricky. Like I said, like the name Pretty Ricky. Anybody in the '90s know the Pretty Ricky. They ain't got a lot of dudes some draws, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like that was, I think we were still kind of learning from our parents' era, my parents' eras, where they came up, where they played music to set the tone. You know, that was a thing where you played the Luther, or you played you know, like the Jodeci, or you played the D'Angelo. You played you know, it was certain songs, or the Usher, like you would set the mood with music. Nowadays, I don't really feel like it's like that. Like, yeah, I really don't feel like it's like that. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, man. So let's have a conversation about it. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Am I wrong? Is the '90s? I feel like the '90s, maybe because that's where I'm from. The '90s era was better socially than where it is now. But I think the big reason is because of social media, uh, and just, you know, content creating is a good thing, and it could also be like a thing where you people aren't experiencing life outside of, like, see, I'm doing content in the house. You know, one day I'll get to the point where I'll go out and like stream and do that. But at the same time, I still like to enjoy things as it's really happening. Like, I'm not looking through my life through my phone, and then I'm watching what I did later. You know, as far as like going to the going to a fair, yeah, I'll take my pictures with my family. Yeah, I'll record some video footage, whatever. But for the most part, I'm experiencing it myself. You know, I'm not. There's certain things I'm gonna make content for, and there's certain things I'm gonna experience for myself. And I think the generation now. What they need more of is actually like really experiencing the things that you're going through instead of posting everything that you do. You know, and I don't know, maybe somewhere down the way it gets better, but I've heard a lot of people like at my jobs, even at my last job, just talk about how like the dating world is out here, and it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Like just stay single, build what you need to build, until that right person is ready for you, man. Because you're not gonna do yourself any good chasing a man or chasing a woman, and your stuff's not together. So you coming in not already together, and you might feel like you together, but you need to have yourself completely 100% locked in on your goals, your dreams, and I feel like the right person along the way is gonna come. Like, don't need to chase anything. You just need to get build yourself, become that huge magnet that's gonna attract the things that you want in your life, and also keep God first. Pray about everything, and just be obedient and be disciplined. You won't get to the next step without discipline. And stuff is hard, but at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. You wanna see the results, you gotta make change. It's Mastercraft. My name's Ace. We out.